This is amazing.
So anyway, so there it is, green mole
I'm
and rock.
scarfing it down while you're filming.
And there you go. So hope you guys like it. I will see what else we come up with this day. I guess, well, they're here one more day. They leave today's Saturday and they're leaving on Monday morning. So we'll see what else we come up with. Hello everybody. So we're doing stuff with my mom. Keep in mind she is hard of hearing and she's gonna be whispering a lot, so she's not even gonna participate that much because she can't really hear anything. So if she whispers, I'll talk to her. We'll do a bilingual Spanish, Spanglish, English, English, Spanish, and all that. But be mindful that she doesn't speak English and she can hear almost, like, her hearing is almost all gone. So we are doing a green mole, which is one of my favorites, but she's showing me how to do it, and I will try my best to show you. It's just my mom's cooking style is with fingers and dashes and cups and stuff like that, so she doesn't measure anything. So it's more to taste, you know, like they used to do a long time ago. So and that's what we're gonna be doing. But I'll show you guys. So I'll do a little bit of this and with the phone, and then I'll do a few close-ups and stuff like that, so you guys can see some of the process. We already have a lot of the ingredients pre-cooked and pre-made, and then we're just gonna mix them. So because it's a lot of steps, and we have a very, very tiny kitchen, and it takes a really long time to do everything. So, but anyhow, without further ado, here's the green mole. So we have aquí tomatillos. So it's tomatillos, cilantro, garlic, chile, and one Anaheim pepper. So anything that gives flavor. And then all the tomatillos, the Anaheim pepper was cooked on this, kind of boiled a little bit. And then, yeah, there it is. And then we use the juice or the broth was left with the chicken. So it's a chicken mole. So we cooked the thighs and chicken breasts, and then with that we use them to kind of soft boil the veggies. The veggies which are the tomatillos and the peppers, you know, to put in. Oh, and a little and like 2 or 3 leaves of lettuce. I don't know why, but she puts it in. I think it's for texture. That goes in the blender. And then this is what we use, which is the green mole. You can buy this pretty much anywhere. I think you can buy this at like Smith's at this point. But this is the brand that she recommends. It's called Dona Maria, and it's the mole paste, which is a bunch of seeds and all that, and that's what gives, you know, the mole, I guess. But this is like the concentrated paste, and then you mix it with everything here. Vamos a poner el mole aquí antes de este. Okay. Déjeme abrir esto. So you're gonna have. Sí, sí. ¿Usted le quita eso? No lo pongo en el lo que metas. So what she's telling me that what's on top of that is basically oil, but it's not necessarily the best oil. So she discards the oil, and I'm gonna put it in here in this container, and then. So now all you have is left the paste. Just so you guys know, my mom's a health nut, and este no sirve. Está bien, sí. Yeah. So you want to get all of the paste. It's basically like a hard paste out of it. ¿Cuántos tomatillos le puso? So it's about 5 medium-sized tomatillos, and then 1 Anaheim pepper. ¿Cuánto cebolla? A quarter of an onion, a bunch of cilantro, and then the paste. And then this is the chicken broth, or basically it's like a chicken and vegetable broth that we have. Let's use this. ¿Este va a ser todo? So right now we have a cup, una taza. Todo? Okay, so we're putting a cup. She says we need to put all of it. So it's basically 2 cups. So dos tazas. Okay. Huh? She says you might need a little more. It depends. If you run out, you can either do chicken stuff. We use some of the chicken stuff for other stuff that we were doing earlier, so another dish. But okay. I'm gonna have the blender over here. I'll be back because it's really loud. Editing. Okay, so we're back. So once we blend this, you want to make sure it's extremely well blended. You don't want it to be chunky or anything like that because that paste needs to be like completely mixed. But I mean, you basically get this whole thing. Aquí, aceite. Okay, so now we're gonna cook this. Entonces este se hierve. Okay. So we're gonna cook. You want to cook this in a pan with a little bit of oil. And you want it to boil. What, ¿a que hierva? So once you get it to boil, the green mole sauce, then you add the chicken. The chicken's already cooked. So like I said previously, we cooked the chicken and we were left with the broth, and then we shredded the chicken and then paste. You boil it, you let it boil for 2 minutes, and then you add the chicken. Yeah? Okay, so I'm gonna grab the phone so we can actually see what's going on in the stove. So we're adding some oil to this pan.
¿No quieren que tenga mucho aceite?
No, que no tenga mucho aceite. And then we're gonna add this. So it's supposed to be very like a very smooth. Sorry guys, I'm moving it a lot. My phone. And then you want to make sure that oil is.
Al irse calentando se va espesando.
Okay.
Y entonces, si se espesa mucho, hay que poner un poco de agua.
So as it starts to boil, it'll actually thicken, you know, because there's just moisture. And she's saying if it does get too thick, where it's not, you know, runny enough, then you need to add a little more of either chicken broth if you have it. If you don't, she says, if you run out then, or you didn't make enough or whatever the case, you can just add a little water and that's fine. But you do want it to have a creamy consistency, but not to where it's like a thick soup or whatever. And then once it boils, you can add the chicken. Those are roasted tomatoes, onions, and some serrano peppers because we're gonna make a little roasted salsa for the tortillas, which we're actually gonna make tortillas too. So, but this is the mole so far.
Y se acompaña con arroz.
And we already made our rice, which is right there.
¿Sí?
Yeah.
Ya está el arroz.
And there's the rice already made. So I love the rice cookers. It's you just put everything in there and you just let it go.
Se acostumbra más el arroz rojo.
Normally, when you're eating a green mole like this, you're supposed to do, or traditionally, you want to have a red rice, which instead of just boiling it like that, you actually do like roasted tomatoes. You blend them and then with water, obviously, and then that's part of the mixture that you put in the with the rice, so that it turns into like a red color. So you'll have your green, red, and then your corn tortillas are the other color. And there you go. And we'll be back in a minute. Wait until this thing's, I mean, it's actually boiling pretty fast.
Que no, se le va yendo la burbujita. Ya nomás empezando a hervir, le pones el
Oh, this is a lot faster than I thought. Okay, So as you guys can see, it's already boiling because it's already,
Cuando ya
already
empezó a
hot.
hervir, hijo, tiene que estar unos 2 minutos.
So when it starts to boil, you need to let it boil for about 2 minutes, and you gotta do what she's doing right now is to make sure that it's good.
Para que nada más dure otro ratito, porque si no se hace así muy atoloso. Se hace muy,
Espeso.
se despedaza el pollo mucho.
So you want to make sure that this is basically ready to go, and once you have this, and once you have the chicken, you don't want to over mix the chicken. So you want to make sure that the sauce is at the right point, the right consistency, so that you just put it in and you basically is to coat the chicken, and that's it. Otherwise, the chicken will like disintegrate and it turns into goop.
Ya no se menea mucho, sino suavecito.
Yeah, you don't stir it once the mole is ready.
Pero como se va espesando, te dice que debe faltar agua.
So she's already telling me that. Oh, well, you guys, those of you who speak Spanish, it's getting thicker than it should be. So we're gonna have to add a little water.
Porque no tengo más caldo, porque es mejor el caldo que el consomé, el pollo.
See, so we didn't have a lot of chicken broth, but we had a dish yesterday. It's one of my favorites, which is called consommé, and we ate a lot of it. Entonces agua. No me diera la papa.
Salpica mucho. No lo estoy meneando bien. Pero mire, ya la espuma ya se fue. Pero como falta, está muy espeso.
So she says it's really thick, and if it's really thick, when you put the chicken in and you mix it, it'll break down the chicken even more. Which you want it to be chunky like that, and you don't want it to like basically turn into mulch, because then it just.
Sí, pero porque no había más consomé. Si no, es mejor.
Madre, hay pues tengo el ¿cómo se llama? Los cartoncitos esos
De pollo.
de pollo. No sé si va a saber bueno, ¿eh?
Se me hace que le cambie el sabor.
Pues sí.
Va pegando.
Que lo tenía muy fuerte.
Claro que se me hace que no le voy a poner todo este pollo.
Está bien, madre.
Es mucho. Ahorita vemos.
Pues no lo ponga todo, porque así de todas maneras no podemos comer con otra cosa.
Sí, pero estoy pensando en eso.
So as you guys can see, she's just basically submerging the chicken. You don't want to mix or overdo it, because that's pretty much all you need it, and that's it. How much chicken you use? You use my mom's measurements, which is about.
Se tiene que menear, o sea, dar vuelta, pero sin así.
You have to do a turnover.
Que no se desbarate el pollo tanto.
So you just gotta make sure everything's coated and it absorbs the chicken. ¿Y cuánto deja que se cosa así el mole con el pollo?
Como 2 minutos más.
So a couple more minutes. We already turned it off because it was getting too thick. But remember, the chicken's already cooked. The sauce is everything was already cooked. We just blended everything. And then you just put the ingredients together and heat them up a little more so they can
Cuando empiece a hervir,
mix.
como 2
Mix.
minutos, hijo.
Sí.
Porque como le pusimos el agua, un poquito de agua. Mira, todavía
Well, I just realized I was filming the wrong angle. So here we are. So we had the green mole, which we made on the blender. We put it in here. You let it boil a little bit, and then as soon as it starts to boil, you lower the temperature, and then you let it boil for about 2 minutes. If it starts getting too thick, add a little more water. She added about a cup of water because it was getting too thick, and then we added since she doesn't measure anything, we added a bunch of chicken. So she said, you want to add enough chicken that obviously, you know, there's enough for everyone, but you don't want to add too much chicken that it's just, you know, like it gets really thick. So it needs to be like this. And then once you put the chicken in and it's coated, and it's coated, then you just want to wait for everything to get cooked for a couple more minutes, just so that, you know, the chicken absorbs the flavor of the mole. This is actually one of the dishes that I think it actually tastes better the next day, because the chicken's been basically marinating in it, marinating in it, and I like it better. So in case you're wondering, these over here are just grapevine tomatoes and onions and peppers, and we're gonna make like a roasted pepper sauce for the tacos that we're gonna have. Not for this, it's something else. We're doing multiple things at the same time. But there it is. So this is basically a lot of the chicken that we had that was shredded from the beginning. So we just took a bunch of this chicken, put it there. You see, so it's already boiling. It boils pretty fast. And after that, you don't want to like be stirring it constantly, because it'll break down the chicken even more, and it'll just turn into a paste. So once it starts to boil, you just want to do that. And she says once the bubbles start to come up, you basically, it's 2 more minutes after that and you're good. And there it is. I'm going to get serving plates and everything, and my arm is getting really tired from doing this. Normally Jess is the one filming, I just realized I've never done the filming because I'm always cooking. So I will see you guys in a minute. Bye. All right, we're back. So we've been boiling this guy for a couple of minutes. So as you can see, it's starting to boil. Just have this because it'll jump on me. But you want to make sure that it is basically the whole thing boils really well, and it'll actually change color. So it's like a really bright green when you blend it, and as it gets boiled with the chicken, all that actually turns into a darker green, which that's what you want. You want it to make sure that it's really well cooked, so it doesn't go bad after you know, you're done. But there it is. You can kind of see. Let me see. There we go. Starting to turn a little bit darker, and then but it does do that quite a bit, so I always have that just so I don't get burned. And we're gonna clean up kitchen and start serving, and then we'll show you guys the end result in a minute. Okay. All right. So it's been about, I don't know, a couple hours since we made this because we had to let it rest. What do you guys think of your first homemade from scratch green mole and rice?
It's delicious.
It's amazing.
So this is
This is really good, because I've only had mole in a restaurant before in Arizona. One, it was brown,
well, there is a brown one. Yeah,
Okay.
There's a different one. Yeah.
and I wasn't a fan of it. So I was curious how this would go, because we've never had this. I've been with you for 10 years and we've never had this.
I know.
It's
I think it's an
amazing.
acquired taste to a certain degree, but there's green and then there's brown, and the brown mole, if it's also if you're buying like, you know, a packet or whatever, it's different than if you're making it from scratch. And then the brown mole that my mom makes has chocolate in it, so it has a very distinct flavor. Not this one, like the brown one, and it's, you know, it's an acquired taste.
Zach
love
can
it.
even have it.
And it has a little cilantro, and Zac didn't taste it, so it passed the
It
test.
passed the cilantro test.
I literally had a backup dish for him, which was going to be plain chicken and rice, because, you know, he can't have that. But anyway, so there it is, our number 2 meal. We made another meal yesterday, but which was the tacos that I made for you guys before. It's just my mom made them and she made the tortillas, but she did not want it to get filmed for those because she was not happy with the tortillas and the dough and all that, so she said no.
No, this is amazing.
So anyway, there it is, green mole
I'm
and rice.
scarfing it down while you're filming.
And there you go. So hope you guys like it. I will see what else we come up with this day. I guess, well, they're here one more day. They leave today's Saturday and they're leaving on Monday morning. So we'll see what else we come up with. Have a great weekend. Bye.